Good day, Fresno. We're your hosts, Jason and Ashley.
You elect me to be president, I will outlaw Mondays. Somehow.
Is that appropriate?
Look at the
Which
camera.
one?
Okay.
Which
one,
one?
Sean? Thank you.
No.
CVT Weekly News, your place for some entertaining guests.
10 seconds till live.
Hello, everybody. This is CVT Weekly News, and I'm your host, Jason. And we have a guest co-host today, Jeslen.
Hi, Jeslen.
Yeah, Ashley got stuck down in Southern California due to this weather. Lovely weather, right?
It's nice today. I am extremely excited about going out today.
Well, for the few minutes that we have sun.
I trust it's going to be more than a few, maybe 6.
Maybe 6?
Yeah, 6 minutes.
I think we've almost met that, right? Hopefully the sun does stay out, though. It's been kind of interesting. Really cold this morning and suddenly warmth. I'm surprised. All right, folks.
I was sleeping until about 5 minutes ago, so I don't...
We've got some interesting things for you today. We've got a Karsh's Catering, yeah, and they have a store here in the Tower District, and you can try their stuff there as well. But do we have the headlines yet or not? Almost? Okay.
A little bit of trouble getting headlines off my computer, so Sean's loading them up right now.
So you get more visions of us.
Yes, but I want to remind you folks, if any of you have anything you want to comment on the news, feel free to ping in. It's right there on the side. Should be right about over here next to our video player. Just chime in and tell us what you think. Talk to us about the news. If you know more about a story we're talking about, feel free to comment as well. So that being the case, let's go ahead and get started on whichever front page Sean wants to bring up. Well, Modesto? Okay. That's fine, works for me. Modesto B. Okay, let's see here. Well,
Oh,
let's see. We've got this giant package here, Overcoming the Elements.
oh, right. The marathon runners, they are incredible. How do they do it? First of all, how do you run a marathon? But secondly, in the rain like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But, hey,
They did it.
I'm inspired by them. I'll actually maybe try to start running sometime soon, although my hush puppies will probably be destroyed in this weather.
Yeah, you definitely should invest in some. Or you could go barefoot. That new thing, barefoot running, is actually better for you than actual tennis shoes. That whole
Our feet are designed to be able to walk and run. It's just unfortunately with all our trash out there nowadays, we kind of need something to
Yeah.
keep our feet protected. But
You don't want to step on a needle or anything.
well, I'm not thinking needle. I'm thinking more like gum and stuff like that.
Rocks.
But maybe try moccasins.
You know what? That tried and tested, true to it, that's probably the best thing for you. Or they have those barefoot shoes where the soles go around each individual toe. Those are supposed to be really good for you too. They have the Fresno Marathon. You better start practicing for that next
Oh
fall.
boy, me running. I don't think anybody wants to watch that.
I'm going to do it.
You're gonna do it?
I participated in it last year. I didn't run. I was one of the live bands, and it did pretty good.
Well, we'll have to consider bringing the camera out and recording you.
Well, maybe next year, as long as you're running.
I don't know about that. Okay, back on to the to the newspaper, folks. Sorry about the little sidetrack there. Oakdale couple tried to help teen. They befriended him, called 911 the day he died. Well, it's great to hear that they, try to help him out and everything. It's unfortunate that he had to pass away. Let's see what else we have here.
That is unfortunate.
Another unfortunate story: Japan death estimated to rise to further to 18,000. Wow.
Yes, and that's not actually that much money to rebuild, to be quite honest.
Well,
But that's still unfortunate that.
Well, that was just the
Oh,
death
that's
cost.
just
The rebuild cost is
For just
235 billion estimated by the World Bank.
Oh, I completely misread that. It was too tiny
Yeah.
for my sleepy eyes, I suppose.
Then, of course, as we've heard all weekend long, U.S. coalition forces expand attack on Libya. This is not something I wanted to see play out. I was hoping that violence would not be our answer.
I agree, and I had not been keeping up on that except for the in my intellectual friends who Facebook it. I've been keeping up on only that, but I can't believe it has come to this.
Yeah. Well, then we'll go on to the next paper if possible.
Look at who that is. She's so cute.
What is it, honey?
She is the next.
It's in the other
news
room,
star.
right over there. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Cameron, the trash can should be over there by the door or over here by Sean. If it's not there, okay. Sorry. Let's go on to the Bakersfield Californian, folks. Of course, the big story: bombing campaign in Libya. Let's see. Let's pull this up so we can take a look.
Yeah.
That bus is just blown away. Sean, can we zoom in on the photo? Can we show? Wow. I hope that any civilians weren't actually, hurt, but I'm not sure. Can't read the story, unfortunately, because none of the story is a part of the front page, which is typical of the Bakersfield Californian. But as we tell you folks, we don't want you to just get your news from us. We want you to get your news from varied sources with different opinions and views. That way you get a overall opinion on the news.
You can formulate your own opinion with all the information
Yes.
you've gained. Because you don't want his. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you don't want my opinion, not me. I'm a little too opinionated, as we all know here. And then a storm shuts down Highway 58 in Grapevine, wind whips Valley.
Some fast win.
Oh, yeah. And this is why Ashley's not able to be here.
Oh, that's true.
We're even reporting on why our
Yeah.
host can't be here.
Well,
Oh, and unfortunate news,
Filling into
March
bread.
meat drag races postponed. So anybody who likes to go to the March meat drag races, unfortunately it's been postponed, folks. You're going to have to pay attention to the news on that. Can we please stay out
Too
of the
much
shop,
wind.
honey?
Shirley Muldowney fans.
All right, now what newspaper do we have next? The Bee, Fresno Bee, perfect.
More Libya info.
Yes, I think we've covered all the info we can on that, but record rainfall douses Fresno. Forecasts call for rain for most of the week. Oh boy.
Man, well, we got 2 more minutes outside left with the sunshine.
And
Better get out there. Why are you watching us? No.
And unfortunately, they're probably still going to say that we're in a drought.
I know.
It's been the
just so
wettest winter I can remember.
Yeah, utilize the water that's coming down if we're in a drought. Something.
All right, and then there's a central package here: dangerous prescriptions. Prescription drug abuse among Valley youth is on the rise.
What would that be? OxyContin, and you know what? Well, to me, it seems like the answer to any kind of anything the doctors are just prescribing. It shouldn't be the answer. There are other alternatives that should be the last, in my opinion. But you should get your source of information from various places, not just my opinion.
Well, I agree. I mean,
Well,
I
what
understand,
happens?
but I do understand why doctors are prescribing medicine. Obviously it's
Absolutely.
understandable. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, sometimes the hottest things on the market, you start overprescribing. Like, let's look at the, the ADHD drugs. How many in our generation were told that they had ADHD and they didn't? They were just active kids.
Absolutely, and it's like a puppy. You gotta wear out. You gotta take them to let their energy out. You can't just expect them to be calm.
Right.
They're kids.
And these were parents who would put their kids in front of the TV when they were kids who wanted to go out and play with the ball, and then because the kids wanted to go out and play with the ball, oh well, they must be ADHD.
Yeah. So let's
They
give them
can't
some
sit
medicine.
still.
Let's feed them some medicine. And yeah, absolutely. That's what exactly I'm saying. I understand there should be
Right.
a time and a place for these prescription medications. That's why they were ever invented in the first place. But for the most part, seems parents, doctors, everyone's a little too lazy to take care
Well,
of it.
a lot of the doctors felt pressured. And I've spoken with doctors about this who, obviously I don't have the names for it, but they felt pressured that if they didn't keep up with it, they were going to lose their business. Because every parent was thinking, well, my kid must have ADHD. I got to do what I got to do. and all the other doctors were going with it. Well, I've got to follow this trend, or else I'm out of business.
It would be. It's tough. I could imagine the kind of nuisance you get from the parents, and
Yeah.
it's just take your kids out for a hike when it's not raining.
And being a parent, I know that drugs are not the answer. I mean, sometimes you have to do with like like when you're sick, but my kids really all they need to do is go play, and they'll stop coming in front of the camera.
They're so cute too. It's like they're so cute they distract me.
Yeah,
this whole time.
my son stayed home sick from school today, and unfortunately my dad had some court issues he had to deal with, so that's why my daughter's here. So I ended up having to bring both kids with me. But let's go ahead and go on to the last paper, probably, considering the time we're filling. Okay, we got Merced Sunstar. All right, if we can bring that up.
That's so cute.
Let's see. We've got
Merced,
the ranch supply store operates a little differently.
Oh yeah.
Well,
How's
let's see.
that?
How is it operating differently? Let's see if the headline will tell us. Oh, that was the headline. Okay. Order takes weekly orders for feed to ensure it's fresh. Ooh.
Oh, that's nice. And it's so important in the Central Valley.
Yeah.
Much better than his competitors.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want feed for your animals that are, been sitting in the store for, months or years,
Yeah.
potentially. I mean, granted, they might last fine for a couple months, but
Yeah.
in our grown grocery stores for human beings, I find stuff that's been expired for over 3 or 4 months. You don't
I
You
know.
can't imagine how long this feed might be there, right?
I even check my dog food bags,
Oh, good idea.
and that's just dog food. But Ooh, what do
And then
have
we've
here?
got a story here at the bottom of the paper. Sean's prepping it for us. That's why I'm kind of moving over to it. Livingston woman is all about giving. Apparently, Shirley Olson, a longtime volunteer and Livingston resident, was in Merced's sister city of,
Nicaragua.
in a city in Nicaragua, unfortunately, Somoto, Nicaragua, when she learned of a boy without legs who had come to a medical clinic on his hands. And from what I can tell from the story, apparently she helped him out.
Wow.
So, folks, if this story is interesting to you, because it's interesting to me,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much, I'd recommend picking up a copy of the Merced Sunstar and taking a look.
Oh, hello.
All right, folks, we're going to have to go ahead and go to a commercial break while while we get ready for the next segment and while I get the kids to sit down and relax. Stay tuned.